let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest was sobbing. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz, and you're tuned in right now on this beautiful day in Panama City Beach, where every day can be a Sunday when the sun's out. But either way, good to see everybody here today. And if you give me a little bit more, Mike, I appreciate it, Randy, so much. Jeffrey, how are you today?
Well, it wasn't even sunny. It was all cloudy today.
I liked it.
It was not Sunday. I'm sorry.
I like it because when I came outside, I was inside. Then I came outside. It was a little bit sunny because this morning it had sprinkled a little bit.
Oh, like 3 times.
Yeah,
I was out in it.
Yeah, see, I wasn't. I was inside.
Yeah, it was just enough to like add that little extra humidity to it. The air.
Well, I was having a good day and went outside, and it was a little bit cold, but, you know, as far as inside, we're the air conditioned, so I'm sure you're happy about that.
I'm so happy you can enjoy air conditioning.
I'm just kidding. And we have a surprise guest today. It's Randy in the booth today. How you doing today, Randy?
You notice how clean and how good it sounds when I'm in here, boy.
I do need a little bit more volume in my ears because I've got it turned all the way up.
You're just addicted to your own voice.
Well, I need to hear myself when I'm talking so I don't make sure I don't sound too bad. So.
No, you said it and say the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's right. I could say Louisville is no good in basketball, football, or baseball.
Oh,
what?
My goodness.
I'm sorry, I didn't have my headphones on.
Yeah,
he's picking up his Louisville Slugger right now for you.
That's right. So let me ask you this, though, Randy, real quick. I haven't had a chance to ask you. How surprised are you with the season that the Atlanta Braves are having? Like, honestly, because this is something that if it keeps going and continues to go, we're talking about something that the Braves, you know, new territory that the Braves have never been before with this team that everybody was wanting to not, you know, whether or not they're too old, whether they needed a leader in the clubhouse, whether they needed to trade some people and bring a superstar in. All of those things were said in the offseason, 1 or 2 by me and somebody others.
Well, not only that, but, I mean, you know, you've got Atlanta didn't have the greatest season last year.
No.
Coming off that, and now they're all of a sudden Brian Snitker retires.
Yep.
They bring in a first-year head coach. I mean, nobody thought that, you know, hey, this was going to be just a first season for the coach, and, you know, let's just do the best we can. And think about this. They've got some players that are out, that aren't playing, that are injured right now, too.
Right.
Imagine when those guys come back. Atlanta's on a really good roll.
And you know, we've talked about it, and, you know, first of the year you told me don't get too excited when we went on that first 10, 12 games. You're like, hey, we got 97% of the games left, right? And then we kept going.
Once it hit 40 games, you know, in under, was it 30 and 10 or whatever they were?
Yeah, and then so now
that's the point where I was like, okay, now you can kind of exuberate, like, wow.
But then now we're at the place where we are. Yeah, so sweeping the Pirates, who's been hot. Now, they didn't get to face Skeens, which was, you know, whatever. But now they play a Chicago White Sox team and watch them struggle with a team like Chicago, you know. And that's kind of how it works sometimes. I don't want to jinx them, but I do believe that. So can I get a little bit more hype about the Braves now? I mean, are we deep into the season enough? I mean, we haven't hit July yet. We're not even really close to All-Star break. But like Randy said, we got Drake Baldwin out, Sean Murphy's out. You know, Spencer Strider is, you know, back, but, you know, to me, he's still struggling. Some of the other younger pitchers are coming back. They're starting to get their self. Chris Sale is showing that he is a Cy Young, you know, style ace, definite all-star. I mean, the Braves got all the pieces. And, I mean, Austin Riley is stinking it up, you know. I mean, and the catcher, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he's batting like .083, and we're still, you know what I mean? We're still doing fine, still scoring runs. And these stars that we talked about yesterday, Dubon and Ozzie Albies and Michael Harris and Ronald Acuna and Matt Olson, even, you know, if you want to throw in there Eli White sometimes, you want to throw in your Scrimshy, Dominique Smith, all of these guys are doing the things that you're supposed to do to win baseball games. You're still thinking it's too early, aren't you?
Okay, so there's two things. First, I want to quote Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Job's not done.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 0-2. I mean, they were up 2-0
right.
when he said that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what the Knicks just had. And that kind of sounds like the same thing for the Braves. And when you said it's so amazing and unbelievable, I'm thinking back, okay, I'm like, the Knicks might win the NBA championship right now. That's more shocking than the Braves if they win it this year.
Yeah.
The Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. If you had told me before that season that the Seahawks would win the Super Bowl, I would tell you were out of your mind.
Right.
And then
let's talk about LSU.
Indiana won football.
Yeah.
Michigan won basketball first time since '87. Mm-hmm. I mean, this would be the least shocking thing that would happen so far this year. And in college baseball right now, Ole Miss is the only team that's won in the last 20 years who's in Omaha.
Right.
So
this year is a year of...
And Ole Miss wasn't even preseason ranked.
Yeah.
So this is the least shocking thing that's happened all year if they win the World Series.
It's more shocking that the Braves are doing so good than LSU not making it to the college basketball tournament.
So which one's more shocking? Yeah, LSU is more shocking that they missed.
Really?
Oh, well, come off a national championship.
What about...
They were preseason ranked number 2.
In baseball.
In baseball.
I was talking about basketball.
Oh, basketball. Oh, my God. Basketball is just horrible. We haven't been anything since Will Wade 5 years ago.
But we got Will Wade back, so we might be all right.
Ain't no we to it. You shouldn't even claim that whole thing that's going on with basketball because LSU basketball has never won. And I know Alabama basketball has never won. I mean, let's talk about Bama baseball.
20 years.
I mean, they lost, to Texas, I don't know, one time or two times or whatever they done in the championship game.
In the championship. Dave Magadan.
If they make it to the championship this year, going through Georgia and Texas.
Wow. That's
more shocking than the Braves.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
The sports world is upside down right now.
Yeah.
And the Braves is the least shocking thing of them all. I really, truly believe coming into this season that the Braves are going to make the playoffs. Winning the division, I would have bet against it.
But to be able to beat the Dodgers in the National League and win the pennant and then play in the World Series against whomever, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's shocking.
That would be very shocking.
Yeah.
A two-time champion, and obviously during that series you'd have to go through Ohtani and
you can't hide.
You see
in
what I mean?
A series you can't hide.
No, you can't hide that. So that's what Kobe Bryant, still more work to do.
Job not done.
But if they do that, it's going to raise itself up really high because of who they've got to go through.
And the Dodgers had the 5th best record last year.
Right.
And won it all.
Yeah. So
and the Braves are number 1 right now, hands down. I mean, what are they, 2 games up on anybody in the whole entire league?
Yeah. And the Dodgers might be adding Tarek Skubal. And so it could
I don't like all these mid-season changes.
Really crazy. I know you don't. I know
it.
I know.
hate it.
You've been a big proponent against all
basketball
that.
dumps and gains and trades and everything. In the middle of the season, this is the team that you were given. This is the team you have. Work with what you got.
And that's I agree with you. I just wonder if, with the Braves, will they be able to stay consistently hot? Will the pitching stay consistently good? Will the bullpen not get wore out by the time the All-Star break gets here? And will they add any pieces that they see that they need to maybe carry them through the season and or carry them into the playoffs? Adding a closer, I don't think that's a big deal. Could help in later series, but adding Mike Trout or somebody like that, I really don't know.
How about have that catcher start hitting? I mean, come on. What'd you say, a .08?
Yeah, he hasn't been very good. So I mean,
very good. That's 8 in 100.
Yeah,
8 out of 100 you hit.
Yeah.
4 out of 50. That's not good.
Well, just so you know, after the show, the Braves will be playing the Chicago White Sox, and so that's going to be a big deal. And also realize this, that the Braves will be right here live and local, ready to take hold on it, and you can listen right here. Mm-hmm. And the Braves are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, Cito, and Blue Diamond Tuck Accessories right here in the Panhandle. And we're so happy that we get a chance to listen to them because of the way they did the TV this year. They're not on TBS anymore, and you can't watch the Braves unless you got these packages that you purchase. And so having to be able to listen on the radio to hear them, that is the best part about being able to be a Braves fan, is to hear it right here. And so do you think when Drake Baldwin does come back that he's going to eventually be a front runner? I mean, being able to be a front runner and being able to possibly get towards what he started, because if you remember, he was the hottest player on the team the beginning of the season. Then he went out with the oblique. And so do you think he's got a chance to win MVP if he comes back and stays hot?
MVP?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That's
much.
hard.
Rookie of
There's
the year.
only one MVP.
Rookie of the year, then MVP. You know what I mean?
Well,
the
he's
second year.
trophies at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he might have a one-day, rusty comeback and all that, and then elevate. But MVP's a lot, Paul, because there's only one.
Yeah.
That's a tall order. If he does it though, it's a team game.
Yeah.
You got to worry about what he adds to the Braves, and that nobody else is hindered by him in returning.
The thing that people don't understand, and maybe they do, but to me, this is what a lot of people don't get. When you have a big stick like that in your lineup, or when you have a guy that can not only hit home runs, but it can hit for average, it makes your pitching on who you're facing, it makes them have to make a decision. If I've got Ronald Acuna, who can be a game changer at the beginning, then you've got Michael Harris batting in the 2 spot. Or if you did have Dubon batting in the 2 spot, and then you bring Drake Baldwin into the 3rd spot, then you got Matt Olson. Those first 4 or 5 batters, you're going to have to figure out how to get them out, because you can't put them all on. Mm-hmm. You can't pitch around them. Yeah. You can hope that they can, to me, I think that's what's been the deal for the Yankees for a long time, is that they've been able to pitch around Aaron Judge at times, and people talk about, oh, well, he's absent in the playoffs. Yeah, but you don't understand. He's not getting any strikes. He's getting all balls. So is he hungry so much so that he's, forcing the issue and swinging at bad pitches, which causes you not to hit the ball hard, hits off the end of the bat, misses, whatever? Or is the Yankees lineup not so intimidating? See, to me, that's what the Braves, with Albies, hitting like he's hitting, Dubon hits like and then even as you get longer into the lineup, you got Dominic Smith, and if Austin Riley, whether or not he's having a great year or not, which he's not, but he's always that factor. He can still hit it. You still know that Austin Riley, when's he coming out of his shell? When he pops out of his shell, this Brave lineup is going to be something true to task.
It's all the way through to the bottom.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
And that's what the deal is. So I'm just, and I know we've taken a lot of time to talk about the Braves, and I know they start tonight, and I'm excited to listen to them.
This is the weakest opponent they've had probably all month.
Yeah, it has, and that's the problem. They've been off, and then they swept the Pirates, and now you're coming in with all this momentum, and it's just like, don't let your guard down. Let's don't start something here. Let's stay hot. Let's stay hard. Let's keep it going, because with that being said, who knows? Who knows? Because I know you said they're the White Sox aren't that good. So
no, the White Sox aren't good, but the 2 opponents right after it are pretty decent.
Yeah, and that's really, I hope they don't look forward to them.
And this is the last home one.
Yes,
they go on the road for 2 series in a row.
That's right,
and then they come back home.
They do.
Because FIFA World Cup is going to Atlanta.
Can I just say this about that? I'm going to apologize to all of the. I'm going to apologize to all. Did
I say something bad?
No,
probably did.
Okay, so if you've been listening to this show for any time period, you realize there's a few things that we don't talk about. We don't talk about soccer, and we don't talk about hockey.
I was going to say.
And we usually don't talk about women's sports very often. And it's not because we don't love those and we don't support those and we don't think that they're great. Women's softball, I said last week, is one of the hottest growing, and then the WNBA with Caitlin Clark. I mean, I know that they're filling the stadiums up with her, and she's a game changer. And then NASCAR. We don't really talk about NASCAR. So I apologize. I want to make that apology to anybody that loves those sports but understands that I don't really know anything about them. I mean, soccer, you kick the ball in the net. Outside of that, I don't really know anything. Hockey, you hit the puck into the net. I don't know what icing is. I don't know what that means. Does that mean the ice is melting and they got to wait before they go on that in?
It's when they put it on the cake.
Because I have no idea. So I want people to understand that there may be things that are going on that I have no idea. You know, it's just like my son, he likes soccer, and at McDonald's right now they've got the World Cup cups. So you can get a World Cup cup. And I'm just like, okay, that's awesome. I know what Messi looks like, and I know what Ronaldo looks like. Ronaldo. And, outside of that, if you name someone, I have no idea. I have no idea what they look like. So
Mbappe?
Who?
Mbappe from France. Yeah, he's one of the best players. That's the top 4 right there.
Okay. Is Messi and Ronaldo still? I mean, because they're
getting older. They're getting older.
I'm thinking Father Time is going to eventually.
Yeah.
But they're the 2 greatest to ever play, right?
Messi is.
Them 2 and Pele. There you go. Yeah. I got it. See, I know all about it. For 3 minutes now, I've been talking about soccer.
Yeah.
And it's the FIFA.
FIFA.
Okay.
FIFA World Cup. And those people live and breathe for it.
Yeah, and I know that the American team just lost the other day to Germany.
Friendly.
But it was, what does that mean?
A friendly is not part of the World Cup.
Okay, so this is just like a preseason game.
There was a warm-up game for the World Cup, which they're going to be playing, Paraguay, Australia, and somebody else, I believe.
Yeah.
And so they play 3 games. They're in a certain pool, and if you win your pool, you automatically advance.
Okay.
And they have I don't know if it's 6 pools, like A, B, C, D, E, F. And then so all those 6 teams advance, and then they get 2 wild cards in the match. And you can't go 1 win and 2 losses. You play 3 matches, okay? And let's say you get 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. There's a chance you might get that wild card to move on to the next round.
So it's like pool play.
Qualify it.
Yeah, it's a pool play type deal to get into it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what we're going to do for the FIFA World Cup. What we're going to do
is never talk about it again.
We're going to talk about it, but we're only going to talk about what the USA does because I'm a American born.
Are you wearing blue?
Independent.
Because I'm wearing red, white, and blue.
I'm sure there's blue somewhere. I got it on my socks.
There you go.
And so that's what we're doing. All right. So we're going to cover it.
No tennis.
We're going to cover it when it happens.
Golf.
And we're going to pull for the USA. And that way we can make sure we get the soccer fans that are listening to the show. They can, tell us who's the names of the people. And, maybe we get a couple of calls that can tell us all about it.
Okay.
And maybe I can be a fan of it this time.
So when's the first game, Paul?
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Okay.
Not tomorrow, but the next.
Close. I was close. I was 1 day off. I mean, that's pretty good. If you shoot a shot in soccer and you miss the net, and they say that was still a good shot, right? They still do that. Is that still because
it's not grenades, man?
It's like baseball.
Not grenades.
I mean, basketball you can go up and get a shot, and it's a great shot, but you just miss it, just rims out or something.
Yeah.
Baseball, you might hit the ball off the end of the bat, but man, that ball was so far outside. You made contact with it. That was a great play, or or if you're pitching, you have a bad pitch, and they say good pitch.
Is the reason why you're into soccer just you haven't been exposed to it, or is it the fact that they don't score a whole lot?
That, but also it's just never been something that's interests me.
Yeah.
So, but either way, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to dive into all things sports. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and some sun the remainder of the day with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the south. And look for it to be 88. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 76. Sunny tomorrow with a wind around 5 miles per hour and the high of 88. Thursday will have a high of 87 and sunshine. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
And now the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host, Paul Wilson.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Sports Blitz.
We're starting fresh.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so thankful that you're here with us today. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, as well as on the radio. Got Jeffrey here, and we got our friend. Are you excited, Randy, to be here?
Oh, I'm ecstatic to be here. It's just, when I'm sitting in this chair, I know for 100% certainty that it's going to be a quality show this afternoon.
Well, that's good. It's always a quality show, but
thankfully, I agree.
The crispness of the microphone sounds really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about something. I got to get us in here. I want to get your guys' opinion. This just happened today. This is big news. Florida has approved open division playoffs for football and 10 other sports in the state of Florida. So what has been normally happening is you've got your 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A, and all of that state champions. Well, Florida has decided that they're going to take a little bit more of a greater approach for the high school sports in the state of Florida. It was voted on today. Volleyball, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls soccer, baseball, softball, boys and girls lacrosse, flag football also getting a top-level postseason tournament as well. So the board of directors voted 10-0. So this was a unanimous decision to move forward with an 8-team open division, 8 teams. Open division bracket for football, volleyball, girls basketball, boys basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, boys and girls lacrosse, and flag football beginning in 2026 and 27 school year. So basically the reading on that is, so what they're going to do is they're going to, now think about it in two ways. You got to think about this. There's 3A, 4A, 5A schools that are winning championships. I mean, some of these guys are winning it 10 years in a row, 5 years in a row, 6 years in a row in specific sports. They're dominating, right?
Yeah.
And what Florida is now doing is saying, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to allow the best of the best. So basically, they're going to have an 8-team. So your IMG academies, they're going to play against the best of the best. So you can't. So it's just, for example, this year, South Walton High School for the baseball team, they won the state championship, but they played IMG Academy during the season, but they didn't play them in the postseason because they're not in the same division.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do now is they're going to allow these 8 great teams, and they're going to be basically selected based off of their rankings. So their state rankings.
So they're going to play a regular playoffs in their own division, and then they're going to take the state champions from each level and then just throw them in?
No. They're going to not allow them to finish the playoffs.
Oh.
So what that's going to do is now that's going to allow some of these other teams to actually play for a state championship. So say, for example, and I'll just throw it out there, like if Bay or Mosley or North Bayhaven or somebody like that is in a bracket with a team like Miami-Dade that, and I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just throwing these names out there.
No,
say
Northwest Miami, Teddy Bridgewater's school.
Okay, yeah.
Remember the football team was really great. You know?
So say that they've won 5 state championships in a row, and the only way Bay or Mosley or anybody like that can win a state championship is you got to go through them. And they recruit, and they're in a bigger area, and their reach is farther. They got touches with all these famous people, and they get people there, and they got dorms or whatever. Now that gives an opportunity for some of these other schools to actually win and play. Now, I don't like the whole you get one state champion like in Kentucky. In basketball, for example, everybody is in a big tournament at the end of the year that is the playoffs, and you have one state championship in basketball in the state of Kentucky, just one. See, I don't like that, but I like how taking the 8 teams that are the best in these schools will be able to play each other and actually say there's an open bracket for the best of the best that they get selected. So I like it. Do you like that?
It sounds a little strange, but I don't know. I mean, the sports have changed so much, and you're right. In Louisiana, same schools. You're going through the same schools every year,
right?
And they're the tough ones. And for the longest time, Louisiana only had 4A. That was the top.
Right.
And then I remember when Texas started the 5A thing, and then other states started following, and I think Texas is up to like 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, they have to be at 7, I'm sure.
So they've done just the opposite, because now they're trying to pool everybody in and have it, the one big state champion.
Yeah.
I guess I like it. It creates more, I don't want to say parity, and gets people to have state titles at their own level, because these other teams have been advanced to this Final 8 thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so these, it might be, because think about it. Think about how this is set up. So say, just say that Bay and Mosley are in the same group, and just say, they have to play against that Miami-Dade, okay, or whoever, right? And every year, it don't matter how good they are. Maybe, Miami-Dade beats Mosley or Bay by 20, but then they win the state championship by 40. And so you're like, well, we should have been the second runner-up.
Oh, yeah.
But now, if you're that good, you will either play in the Open Championship, or the open player or open teams will go to the championship, and then you'll have your shot at winning. So it doesn't create this everybody gets a trophy, but I do think it levels out the playing field, because if you look at it across the state, especially in a state like Florida, where they can actually pay the players. If we had the coaches in here from Northwest Florida asking them, I mean, they don't even pay them at Gulf Coast. State college, let alone paying them in high school. But they're actually getting NIL deals in high school in the state of Florida. So this definitely 100% levels the playing field. And then, there's people can say what they want, but the schools stack their teams now. They have moms and dads move their kids to that area to go to that school so that they can win a state championship and get notarized or notified by other colleges, noticed by colleges, and get their scholarship or even get drafted. I mean, look at what Peyton Manning's done. He's taken his son to a specific high school so that he can be with a specific team and win state titles, and then eventually go be the quarterback at Tennessee for the Volunteers.
You're right.
So I mean, that's exactly what they do. So if you're a Miami fan, of course you're going to go to Coral Springs or whatever it's called down there, and go and try to get in with them, and they'll find your dad or your mom a job, and they'll get you housing taken care of or whatever. And so it does give us an opportunity to have these teams kind of play in their own little deal, because they are different, because they still have to abide by the rules of if that kid's enrolled in high school and whether or not they transferred or any of that kind of stuff. So I love it. I absolutely love it, because like in Alabama, they've got all the way up to 7A, and that's
football.
the thing. Yeah.
Do they do that in other sports? Probably not.
Oh, yeah. No, there's 7A baseball and all that.
What?
Yeah. It's not just football. So I just think that when you have these high schools, I think this is a groundbreaking deal. I think it's something that really pushes the lever a little bit. And wouldn't it be awesome? Now, I'm gonna throw something crazy. Wouldn't it be awesome if they opened it up and let them have like a big tournament at the end where the top 10 teams in the country get to play for a national title in high school?
Wow.
You get to come out, because, obviously that would be really cool. I know when I was a little kid, Viger High School in Mobile, they were USA Today's #1 team in the country.
Yeah.
And they still do that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I think, we would have beat them or that. And I know ESPN at the beginning of the year, they give opportunities for teams to play. I know that, that kind of happens, but wouldn't it be awesome to be able to see how well you would do against an IMG Academy, or see how well you would do against a school that, Bishop Gorman in Nevada, Las Vegas. Those teams are paying their players. Those teams are flying kids in to live there for just high school, and those kids are getting recruited and drafted in all the sports. The one that shocked me, though, and tell me what you think, flag football. They're going to do it with flag football, the girls' flag football. That lets me know that they must have seen something during the time of the flag football that made them do this, because this was the inaugural year.
No, I think that this was just they felt like they had to do it across the board. They couldn't be biased. That's what I feel about with flag football. It just hasn't blown up like that yet.
Yeah.
But they see the potential in it. You're right.
I think they probably, because, when they
think that this is the way they can grow it.
Well, when we were at Arnold and we were talking with them, and when they came in, all those girls that were playing flag football, for the most part, played soccer.
Yeah.
So with them doing it with soccer, with them doing it with flag football, girls basketball, boys basketball, that's going to really open it up for a lot of these other teams to score state champions.
Yeah.
So I wish there was a coach that was maybe we can call or text one of them during the break, see if they can call in and see what they think about it, because they have to set up their own schedule. They told me that they set their own schedules. They have to call and work out an agreement with these different schools.
Yeah.
So, that's how you are able to get yourself better, but also be able to get, a higher ranking, because if you don't lose, but if you play good competition and you lose, that might not make you fall too far down. Because you'd want to get in that 8, wouldn't you? Wouldn't that be the way you'd want to be? But
yeah,
only if you could compete, though.
Oh, I know. You don't want to go and be one and done and get blown out 40-7.
Yeah, you don't want to get knocked out, that early, that quick. But I just thought that was something that was unique that came across.
Well, maybe, hopefully, look, I don't want to sound negative towards the schools in the Panhandle, but the schools around here, sometimes they go and play the Tallahassee teams and everything. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they get a win.
Yeah.
And then they go on and play like the Jacksonville teams, that greater Jacksonville area. It's like hitting a brick wall sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's a bigger area.
So they're not even playing Tampa or Miami teams, really.
Yeah.
And Orlando, they're not really so much known for their football.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a big world out there, and I don't think just getting past Jacksonville is an advantage to try and push this area as far as sports wise goes.
Yeah.
It's tough, and they will get to a point There will be a team here that gets past the Jacksonville teams and gets further deep into the playoffs to where they could play in a state title game in football.
Yeah.
Other sports are different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had South Walton. They would have definitely been one of the teams that would be playing in this open championship. They would have,
really,
which would
for
have
football?
For baseball.
Oh, for baseball. Okay.
So, and if you think about it, for them, that would stink, honestly, because this was their first chance to win a state champion, or the first time that they've won a state championship.
I see.
So,
but they got to accept it, though.
Have they been? Yeah, but they were definitely in the top 5 or top 8 of the whole state of Florida.
But they have to accept to go to it.
Yeah, I think you get elected. I think
some people like being the big fish in a little pond.
Yeah, but I think you might get I'd like to read a little bit in depth on it, but I think you might get elected to move into that. I think that's kind of how the Florida High School Athletic Association is going to do it, is that they're going to actually put you in the category that, if you are one of the top 8 teams, because they're going to do it based off rankings. And I mean, if you're undefeated going into, the last game of the year and you've beaten everybody by 20, just say in football, you have a good shot at getting in there. But then there's going to be those teams, though, like Bluntstown. Was Bluntstown a team that, even though they were beating everybody bad, where they were dominant, but they were like the rural thing?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they're dominant, but they're probably not going to get invited to that. They're going to get a chance to win their Royal. So that's the biggest thing, is that you will still get a chance to cheer on your team and have the ability to win. It's just going to kind of make it a little bit more fair for the teams that aren't paying players, that aren't, garnered with celebrities and have been known as a powerhouse in the state of Florida for all these years. So it's really to me, that's the part I loved about it. And I know that when you're playing regular, it's just like little kid football. When you go out there and you're like, okay, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're undefeated, but we're going to punch them in the mouth. Mike Tyson said, everybody acts something different until you get punched in the nose. We're going to punch them in the mouth. We're going to try to do everything we can to get them situated. And, I mean, I'm sure that these coaches in this area, I'm sure when we talk to all of our coaches, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, we don't want to play those guys. But it will give them a chance to be a little bit opportunities to not have to go and play against your powerhouses that win every year, and go out there and you're looking at possibly, scoring 10 points, 12 points, 14 points against them, knowing that they're going to put 40 on the board.
Isn't that what just happened with James Madison and Tulane this past year at the playoffs?
Oh, wow. It did, didn't it?
It did. They're the little schools, little conferences and all that. They're not the Big Four, because the Big Five's gone now, with the Pac-12 gone, really. And those replacement teams that they put into Pac-12, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
No,
and that's how it. So I'm very happy. So after thinking about it, after talking about it, after me, really trying to push this on you, you really feel like this is the best thing going forward for the state of Florida for their athletics?
For some schools, yes. Some schools not. I feel like an IMG is kind of a problem of their own creation, that they don't really have anybody who is competitive with them, because they're basically a boarding school.
Right.
My friend whose son went there, just got sent off from Louisiana to Tampa, or Sarasota, I believe is where it's at. It's kind of,
I think it's Bradenton.
Bradenton, yeah, right south of Tampa. Yeah, is Bradenton. And it's like an anomaly. And there's been schools like that in the past. I mean, I don't know if you know, like a Madison Prep.
Yep.
And then there's Major Oak up in Virginia for basketball.
Oak
and everything.
Hill. Yep.
Yeah, Oak Hill. That's it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and those players, that school's been around for 35 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they get the best of the best, and they board them there. They give them their food. They have doctors on staff. They have trainers, athletes. You know what I mean? So it's like college and high school.
It is.
And then when you're able to pay players like the state of Florida is, that is one of the biggest things that makes it unfair. I mean, you've got kids that are coming here that they're practicing every day. They're doing all the things that their coach says, but then they're playing against people that are, from 20 different states. I mean, if you look at IMG Academy's roster, they're not from Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah.
But if you look at Mosley or Bay or Rutherford or Arnold's.
They're from here
They're
or
from
Alabama.
here or Alabama. And that's it. I mean, and they transferred because their family moved here or something like that. It wasn't we sent our kid here to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So and with Florida being being able to go to this, school of choice, then that makes it a whole lot easier to jump and do things like that. So good job, state of Florida. We're on your side on this one. I believe I pulled Jeff into the groove with this. We're happy. So if you're listening and you made a vote, thank you, Board of Directors. That was a great move. Either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we are going to discuss all things sports. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We got to still talk about something at the top of the hour. I know Jeffrey don't want to do it, but we got to. You listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the Man Cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app, right here in Florida. The world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up now with code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings. Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Get off the sidelines.
This is where your life finally comes together.
And into the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Exclusively on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz, and we're so glad that you've joined us on this not so beautiful day, but good enough day, as Jeffrey would call it, of Panama City Beach, and we're so glad to have you here. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. And don't forget, we are still doing the Lone Star Daily Double Boil of the day. We're giving away double the boil seafood, all yours just for tapping your phone. It's the Lone Star Daily Double Boil on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Open the ESPN Northwest app. Starting today, smash the Enter Contest button. Every day a chance to win two, not just one, but two $25 gift cards for the ultimate local seafood hookup, fresh shrimp, buttery royal reds, and all things crab. Tap the app. Win the eats. Get ready to eat like a local with ESPN Northwest Florida app.
And if you don't have the app,
yes,
it's simple. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store. If you have an Android, go to the Google Play. You can download it by just type in ESPN Northwest Florida, and you'll see it and download it.
Boom. And you can
then, bam, get
hit
ready
the
to
contest button and win. If you don't win today, you can try it again tomorrow. If you don't win tomorrow, you can try it again on Friday.
Oh, you don't even have to press the contest button. It's on the main screen. You just pressed it.
Just press it and go. But either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Mike on the line. Mike, how are you today, my friend?
Oh, that boil sounds real good. I wish I was down there and could enter that. Because I can eat boiled shrimp. I can eat boiled crab legs. I can eat anything that's seafood. I love seafood.
Well, you need to move from Ohio and get down where you can actually have real seafood, because I imagine only seafood you can get in Ohio is red lobster.
Yeah, and that's no good anyway. But I didn't call to talk about that. What do you think about the Atlanta Braves? What do you think about the Central Division chances? Who do you think is going to take it this year? Because I'm really up in the air. I don't think the Reds have enough pitching or enough hitting to take it this year.
You know, it's for me. I know this is going to sound really bad. It's really early. I do think the Reds have a chance. It's kind of just like, you know, are they going to get hot, or are they going to kind of just keep playing the way that they're playing? And yeah, go ahead.
Since that 2011 start, they lost. Since they were 2011 in April, and they lost a bunch of games in May and the first part of June. I just don't think I'm enough for the Reds. But maybe there's other teams you got picked out. Like I got the Atlanta Braves winning the East.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got the Dodgers winning the West. I just don't see any other possibilities. Do you?
No, I don't. I think the Dodgers and the Braves are good. I think the Phillies will make some noise, but I still think the Braves are going to be good because we got so far ahead. When you're talking about the Central, though, I mean, you can't. Milwaukee's young, but they're also they've got some pieces, and you know. So with that being said, and you can't always. The Cubs are the Cubs, and you just wonder if they're gonna catch fire, if they're gonna get streaky, because they've kind of been streaky, you know, here in the last 2 years. And then you got the Pittsburgh, who's got all these younger players that are. I know, but I'm just saying, like, the Reds are really going to have to turn it around, because if you look at it, they're 10.5 back right now, and they're in the bottom. And yes, a good series can turn it around, but they need some help. But they need to just keep getting. They just need to get hot and start going. So that's my prediction on that.
They lost all three in St. Louis and one in San Diego. I just don't see them winning the rest of the series in San Diego. And I also don't see them winning their first game when they get off the road, because their offense is sloppy.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think Milwaukee, though, they're still. I mean, you got to think with that lineup with Jackson Chourio and those guys going, and they're young and they're hungry, and I mean, I just think they're, you know, they've won 41 games already. So I mean, they're not shabby at all. I mean, the Braves have won 45 and they've won 41. So I mean, they're right there.
The Brewers could be the fourth best team in NL.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think the Brewers are going to make it. I don't think the Cubs are going to make it. I don't think the Pirates are going to make it, or the Mets are going to make it. Now, possibility, Philly may make it, but if Philly runs into a buzzsaw of a team, that team's going to be Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia doesn't have enough players to go all the way, because they released Nick Castellanos from his contract, and they stopped paying the big players.
I just think the Cubs have got a chance. They lost Kyle Tucker. To me, that was a big part of their offense, even though they got Pete Crow Armstrong and Dansby Swanson. I just still think they're still I don't think they got any better by losing him. I think they got worse. So I don't trust them, but I do trust what the Brewers are doing, and I do trust. I mean, I don't love St. Louis, but I do think. Am I wrong for this? And Mike, you're going to hate me for this, but will this young group of players that the Pirates have, will they make a run and be able to, with good pitching and fast base running and excitement, will they be able to get that team going?
I don't think so. And I'll tell you what's another contributing factor. At the end of this year, at the end of the baseball season, they're going to start talking bargaining agreements, and we could have a 2027 season without no baseball. And I don't like that. I don't like that possibility because I got to have my baseball back.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, hopefully they'll get it fixed. I don't know what's gonna take place, but man, I sure hope it doesn't happen.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the ESPN college football game schedule going to be like on 104.3?
Well, we carry Florida and we carry Auburn right now. So those are the two teams that we carry for the most part. But it could change, and there could be some opportunities for other games, though.
When are you going to start carrying Florida and Alabama or Auburn?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We have. It's all about the contracts, and right now we don't have Alabama's contract.
I know. When are you going to carry Auburn and Florida, though?
We'll have their games all year.
All right, Paul. I'll listen to them.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate you calling, my buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right, thanks, man.
Who does Florida even open with? Because I don't even know. I know Auburn opens with Baylor.
Yeah, they do.
That's probably going to be the big game the first week.
I'm glad this all happened because I don't know who they open with. We'll find out. But I do want to tell you, I did see this, and I wanted to tell you about this. We're not going to have a lot of time before the top of the hour. But did you know Oklahoma, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Florida Atlantic, and Campbell, that's all of Florida's home games?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
If you could have a chance to tell me what you think would be the most expensive ticket to get into the game, or I'm not the most expensive, but how much the low end,
the
lowest ticket price to get into a game, who would you say has the most expensive game?
Well, I know the least would be Campbell.
Right, at $33.
You said Oklahoma was a home game, right?
Oklahoma, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vandy, and Florida Atlantic.
Ooh, no Florida State.
No Florida State. Not a home game.
Not a home game. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is $179 at the top.
That's
Ole
actually
Miss,
cheap.
Ole Miss $161.
Yeah.
South Carolina $142. Vanderbilt $118, and then Florida Atlantic $63.
And then Campbell's the cheap one. So 6 games.
Yeah, so 6 home games.
You know who's complaining about their schedule?
Who's that?
Arkansas.
Why?
Because they just don't see how they play this average SEC slate. But let's be honest, an average SEC slate when you're playing 9 games is still pretty hard.
Oh,
you might
sure.
You might be playing 4 or 5 different really good teams.
Right.
And when you look at the teams that they're playing, like you could look at a Tennessee and a Texas and say, oh, they didn't make the playoffs last year. But these are teams that are potentially going to make the playoffs this upcoming year.
Tennessee not.
Well,
Texas, yes.
It'll be decided because you never know. Because they could be the next Indiana. You never know. But anyway, they go and play at Utah, and then they come back for a home game. And they alternate home games and away games. They have 7 home games and 5 road games, and only 4 of those road games are SEC. And they're complaining, and they don't play back-to-back road games all year long, and they're still complaining. And it's like, have you looked at what everybody else has?
Right.
Because you have 5 home games and 4 road games for SEC. You have one of the averagest SEC schedules there is across the whole entire conference.
Who's their 3?
Who's their 3 bit what?
Who's their 3 SEC schools that they play every year?
Let's see. It's LSU, Missouri, and I think the third might be Texas. I think.
So that's why they're
Missouri.
Upset.
Oh, they're worried about Missouri.
They're worried about LSU and they're worried about Texas or Texas A&M, and that's what that's their big problem. But that's how it's set up. That's how it's always been. for them. Do you think Arkansas will make the jump? Will they get better this year, or do you think they're going to be in the bottom?
How much better? You can't get any worse than 2-10.
You can.
You could.
You can.
Let's say they double and go 4-8. That's about probably what they're looking at.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because I don't even think they're playing Auburn. I mean, you get a couple of. I'm not calling them a gimme.
Wow.
But
so you think Auburn's going to be really bad again? You don't think Auburn's going to be good?
Well, what makes me think that they aren't going to be 5-7 again? You look at their schedule.
Defense,
the Georgia, the Alabama, because that's their two rivals right there.
Yeah, defensive coordinator. They were good last year. Bringing over a seasoned veteran quarterback that's played. Yeah, Byron Brown.
Yeah,
and then you don't have any hope in Golish.
I mean, I have hope, yeah. But if you look at the schedule, you're like, okay, you can't get past that. Not in your first year.
So do you think Florida is going to be a better team than Auburn, or is Auburn going to be a better team than Florida?
It just depends upon how he's able to develop his players at Florida, because we've been talking about, they do so good at recruiting and all that. Well, Texas has been doing great at recruiting for almost 20 years now, and they don't have anything to show for it.
So did Billy Napier. Billy Napier did a great job of recruiting. He got players there. I mean, he got Jaden Ball there. I know you don't like DJ Lagway, but DJ Lagway is one of the top players.
That's another one that's Gator fans, they like to talk and hear themselves. And there was one today that said Ball is going to have 4 200-yard games this year. 4 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes. Is he that? I mean, he's great. He's good.
They were saying 1,600 yards.
Okay.
On the year is what they were saying. And I was like,
if he gets 1,600 yards, does he win the Heisman even though he's not playing for a team that's and 20 touchdowns?
He'd get 20 touchdowns, 1,600 yards, and he'll
still not
finish
win
3rd or 4th in the Heisman.
Yeah,
because you have to be at that top-notch school.
Well, wow. So back to the Florida Gators. When you talk about how
that's cheap tickets, $179 is your most expensive ticket.
Yeah, to go watch.
Now, if you go watch
Oklahoma.
Now go look up what they have on the road when they go to Tallahassee and play the Seminoles. I bet you that ticket's got to be about $290 or $310.
Yeah, it probably will be, but it's at the end of the season.
Yeah,
who knows? It might be $8. I mean, how good is?
Are you coming to the library with me?
All I'm saying is that if Florida State's record isn't good, or if Florida's record isn't good, who's going to come there and say, "Hey, we're the best"?
3-8.
I mean,
that's what Florida was last year going in.
But I'm just saying, like, will it be? Who's the best team? It ain't in Florida because Miami's here, and I mean,
South Florida had a good year last year.
Yeah, but they lost their coach and their quarterback. Yeah, they're out. So those years are over. Florida Atlantic,
UCF Scott Frost back.
No, all of that's done. They're not even close. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we've got to dive into some serious business that's going on in the college football world. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
Good afternoon. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and some sun the remainder of the day with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the south. And look for it to be 88. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 76. Sunny tomorrow with a wind around 5 miles per hour and the high of 88. Thursday will have a high of 87 and sunshine. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Dad never had a loud kind of love. It was steady. It was showing up. It was letting you know I've got you without saying a word. This Father's Day, give him something he can wear every day with pride. At Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry on the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street, we'll help you find a piece that says thank you in a way that goes beyond simple words. For the man who held it all together, hold on to him.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays, kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
Local roots, global reach.
Stroking it from 3.
The Sports Blitz never stops. And Paul Wilson has the mic.
The only way an LSU player can win the Heisman is they come from another team.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, the hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the top. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
Here we go. It is 5 o'clock, and you made it through another day. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Chicago White Sox. Right after the show, don't forget the Braves. They are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Cito, Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, and Bill Bird Kia right here in the Panhandle. Go visit those businesses. Tell them thank you for allowing the Braves to be on here and being loud and live right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I've got Jeffrey here, and Jeffrey, we've got to talk about this Brendan Sorsby story. Yesterday we broke it, talking about how that the NCAA had told him he could not play. He had been basically suspended for the whole year, and now yesterday being told by the courts that he is allowed to play. He's going to sit out the first 2 games, which is a nobody games, Oregon State, and then the other team don't even know where they're located. But when you look at it, that was a big deal yesterday, and obviously a lot of backlash from it. Now, Jeffrey, think about what all of this means to the rules. If you don't like the rules, then you can fight it in court and hope that you'll find a favorable judge and they will overturn it. Now, yesterday, you did say something about the institutions taking the matter into their own hands. And as we went off the air and as we went to sleep, we woke up and we heard it. And that is that teams have come out and individuals have come out. The Big Ten has come out and said, we are telling our teams, do not schedule Texas Tech. So that's one way to be able to do it. We even mentioned yesterday that the College Football Playoff Committee could say, hey, you're no longer eligible to play in the college football playoffs. So do all you want, win all your games, have fun, pay all your players, but you can't play. That hasn't happened yet, but I will say that word on the street is that the majority of Big 12 teams are boycotting their games against Texas Tech next season due to this Brendan Sorsby ruling, per sources. Now, this is Rob Reiner. He said, I'm told that multiple board members have also motioned to eject the Red Raiders from the league. The only current holdouts right now are BYU and UCF. So there you go. That's the easiest way to get it done. If the Big Ten comes out and says, you know what, none of our teams are going to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. That's not just in football. That's all of sports. So think about women's basketball. Think about men's basketball. Think about baseball.
Softball.
All of it. If you look at it, I think the Texas Tech is playing Illinois in some kind of big basketball thing. You know how they do cross?
Oh, yeah.
They do
the
that.
classics.
The classics deal that they do with the ACC, the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, all that. So that's going to affect all sports. Because yesterday, there was a little bit of cockiness. There was a little bit of antagonist going on with the Texas Tech boosters. And they're like, we're so happy that he's back. And it's just like, okay. But the question is with this Brendan Sorsby deal, how do you know that the guy isn't going to be shaven while he's out there? And I'm not talking about his beard. I'm talking about points, because maybe his friends or him. Because let me just say this. All right. And again, I'm not throwing stones here because we've all, done stuff wrong or made mistakes or whatever. But you're telling me that this guy doesn't have friends that he's talked to, that they all bet together, that they all talk about betting, that they all know. You're telling me he didn't have inside information about the Indiana Hoosier program whenever he was on the team and he was betting against or for his team? Like, come on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's co-conspirators in all of this. And when you look at the totality of the circumstance, you have to know that there's more people involved in these schemes about betting on the sport. That's why it's so important to keep the mess out of it. If the kid wants to bet baseball, to me, let him do it. I don't care, right? I don't care what you bet on. Bet on horse racing if you want to. Bet on, who's going to score goals in the FIFA World Cup. See, there I brought FIFA into our program. But you can't vote on the game that you're playing, especially the game that you're playing in. How can you trust him now? Can you trust him? If you had a quarterback on your team and he'd been doing this, how could you trust him that if they get a big lead that he didn't bet that he was going to throw an interception, and all of a sudden he throws one? Now people are starting to look back at his old film and see where he made some mistakes, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Did he possibly tell his friend to vote, to bet this amount that he was going to throw a pick six today? Because that could happen.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist, Paul. Have I turned you into conspiracy theorist?
I'm just telling you of all the possibilities that could be happening now.
Gambling's not an addiction, is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is an addiction. But they went
whatever number.
Play wise.
Play wise.
Right.
For your gambling addiction.
Right.
And if it starts in one sport, you don't think it could carry over to football again?
But I'm saying.
He's laughing. He's laughing right now, Paul.
Yeah.
And he's dangling in front of us. Is this a 4,000-yard passer?
No.
Is this a 3,000-yard passer?
No.
No, it's not.
Nope.
He's 48th. I have never paid so much attention to the 48th highest in passing yards quarterback from a school that we didn't watch one single game for the Bearcats last year.
Nope.
Because none of them were interesting.
No.
It was the Big 12. They weren't into the top 4 or 5 teams in the conference. And now he's going to a school that went to the playoffs and lost, just like you said they would.
Yep.
And he's not in the top 100 in passing percentage. This is a
Exactly.
guy that's really, why are we even following this guy? He's probably laughing at us and probably still has plans to gamble in the future.
You know who
because
dodged?
he hasn't learned his lesson.
No. You know who dodged the big bullet?
Who?
Kirk Cignetti. If you remember, Kirk Cignetti went after him and offered him the opportunity to come play at Indiana.
Yeah.
What do you think Kirk Cignetti would have done if he'd have found out that he had been a part of the gambling
Suspended him straight out.
You don't think you think Kirk Cignetti would have been straight up and would not have let him play?
Yeah, he would have suspended him.
And then
said,
just
your whole deal's off,
Yeah, and took
and
the
you can go
loss.
get your lawyers and all that, but
You
guess
can
what?
fight for wherever, but you need to find another
If
place
you're playing
to
in
play.
Indiana, you're playing at Ball State. Because you ain't playing at Notre Dame either.
Yeah.
Because they
that's
won't
right.
tolerate that either.
Yeah. Well, and again, you got someone that come out against it. Georgia come out against it.
Georgia and Nebraska were the first 2 names I heard.
Yeah. So Georgia come out against it. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Georgia, blah, 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 with all their arrests and all their people and all this and all that. Yeah. But, I mean, why not stand up and say something, right? Because do you think let's just open this up to a little bit more. Do you think Brendan Sorsby's the only person that's betting that's in college football right now?
In a Power 5?
Out of all those players, out of all those teams.
Let's just limit just the Power 4 conferences. Possibly. But if you want me to believe that there's, 130 teams in Division I, the top level, no, there are people that are betting on sports.
Right.
And if they're betting on football, is probably even a good possibility too.
How do they track it? How would they track it? Because if I was the quarterback of the team and you're my childhood best friend, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm making millions of dollars playing football in college. And I say, hey, Jeff, me and you, I'm going to give you the money. I'm going to float you some money, and I want you to make bets for me.
Yeah.
And I want you to, I know I got the scouting reports. I know what's going on. I play against these teams. I know when they're going to be out, when they're going to be whatever. And I want you to do this and do that.
Everything's digital. Usually it's not cash passing through people's hands. There's Venmo being used, PayPal. You see a large amounts moving around and everything like that. There's indicators.
If I can get out $100 a day from an ATM, that's $700 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of money that I can just give to you in cash.
Yeah.
And you can deposit that has no way of knowing where it come from.
And that's flagged too, because the ATM says, oh, look at how much he does in a month. And that number exceeds a certain threshold, the computers pick it up.
But if I am, if I do a Venmo or a PayPal or a Cash App,
it's all flagged,
or
Paul.
Cash. But
They're
I'm saying if I can do how did they not find this out? How did they not find him if they're able to track him?
I think eventually caught up with him at some point.
Because it was thousands of dollars.
And he was in the crosshairs because people were talking about it. Like Sam Levitt that came from Arizona State to LSU. You don't think these people are vetted?
Yeah.
Hopefully they're vetted. Sometimes they don't vet anybody.
So there's a very famous Chris just said, sounds like you've done this, Paul. No, I haven't, Chris.
No,
I
he's thinking about it, Chris.
I have not. I'm just, give me your phone number, Chris, and I'll text you some information on going to pick up something for me.
And pick up some cash from him and place some bets.
But there is a large talking head that brought it up today, and I want to discuss it about it. And that is the fact that everybody was on Pete Rose's side about him betting on baseball and that he should get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
However, everybody's dead. The same people that were on board for Pete Rose to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, who was a manager while he was betting on baseball, they're the same ones that are saying, kick him out. Don't let him play. He's not, he shouldn't be. So are we looking at it from two spectrums that are the same? Or are we talking about differences of opinions on this? Because a lot of people that are for him not playing anymore were for Pete Rose going into the Hall of Fame.
There's two different scenarios that are different in this situation. Number one, Pete Rose is he the all-time hits leader?
Yes.
In all of baseball?
In all of baseball.
What is Sorsby? He has no records.
He's not that.
He's not even the best in Ohio. Julian Sayin is probably the best in Ohio stat-wise as far as last year went. And now he's going to Texas. Is he going to be number one in Texas? No, he's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, who's going to be number one in Texas? Who's going to be number one in Texas?
A&M's Reed or Arch Manning at Texas.
But you can't name a number one right now? You said
in the state of Texas?
Yeah, who's going to be number one? It's going to be Reed?
Yeah.
Reed's going to out. Reed's going to be
the best.
He's
going to throw
quarterback.
more passing yards than Texas Tech will.
Or an Arch Manning.
And I'll tell you who's not going to be top three. The guy who just left the Gators for Baylor.
DJ Lagway.
Yeah, DJ Lagway. He won't be top three.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But there's that. Pete Rose has all these accomplishments and everything.
We're done as a player, though, not as a coach. So whereas he is a player, that's where you're saying that that's not the same playing field, because Pete Rose was not wanting to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a manager, which is when he was betting on baseball, was when he was a manager.
Oh, wow, yeah.
People were wanting him to be in because of his abilities that he did before he managed and before he was betting.
No, I think the second thing is not the whole manager-player thing. I think it's the fact that we've had time to forgive and forget over time. Sorsby doesn't have that luxury because we haven't gone past it. He hasn't gone to rehab for gambling addiction or anything like that. Showed zero remorse for what he did for underage gambling on the sport. Wow. He's a triple whammy. I mean, at least Pete Rose was like 49 years old or whatever when he was gambling, right?
Yeah.
This kid was 20 or 18 or
18 years
19.
old when he made his first bets. And he was betting on baseball at the time, and then he did start betting on his own team that he was playing for in Indiana. And
not Indiana, in Cincinnati, Ohio.
No. He was on the Indiana's team when he was voting, when he was betting.
Okay. I thought it was the Bearcats.
Yeah.
What
he
betting
played at the Bearcats, but when he was on the bench, he was betting at Indiana. And I mean, if you look at the numbers, again, and we've talked about it, he wagered over $90,000 in 4 years and 40 bets involving Indiana while on the Hoosiers roster. See, he made 40 bets while he was playing. I mean, he wasn't playing, he was sitting on the bench, but he was on the roster.
Yeah.
So he had inside information. 35 days in gambling rehab clinic is what he did.
He did go to gambling.
He went for 35 days, and that's part of.
Is that an online course?
I don't know, but I will say he was betting on baseball strikes and balls.
Yeah.
And so, is that worse than betting on the spread or betting? I mean, like, because people when you say that,
it's not. Well, I mean, if you know the person who's swinging the bat or the pitcher or whatever, yes, that would be worse, but it's not. It's not under normal circumstances.
So where does it really cross the line for you? Is it okay to bet on a game that you're not playing in, but maybe you've played against that team? Or maybe is it just best to make the rule that you can't bet on the sport that you're playing in college?
No, you use the perfect word for it. Insider trading, insider information. It's like knowing what the company is doing from the inside.
Yeah.
And you own their stock, and you know when to buy and when to sell.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
Wow.
And use the perfect word for it right there.
Yeah.
That is ethically wrong.
So do you think that he should be able to bet on baseball, basketball, all of those things, not the sport that he plays, though?
Okay, let's say if he hadn't had all this past that's already happened, I think he should be banned from gambling at all altogether because he's in the sports world now. But if he didn't have all this past right now, I think he should be allowed to bet on the NFL, but not college football, because that's like the cylinder that he's inside of. If you're playing in college football, it's okay for you to bet on NFL.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
And basketball would be okay. So
you can do basketball and baseball and soccer or hockey or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't do it within college football because you fraternize with other players, other coaches and everything, and you possibly have insider information. And here we go with that word again, integrity, that we used yesterday.
Are you going to make the prediction with hearing what you've heard today from what the Big 12 is looking like they're doing, what the Big 10 is doing, what Georgia and Nebraska have both come out and said, if they start dropping games, do you think Texas Tech is going to suspend him and say, hey, guys, we need our money. Brendan, we're sorry. We'll give you a buyout if there's a buyout in his contract, and we're going to have to part ways with you. What do you think is going to be the option?
I don't think it's going to be the word suspended. I think they're just going to have to. I guess you suspended. You're going to kick him off the team.
They're just going to let him go
because your arm's been twisted.
Yeah.
And guess what? The boosters won't be.
What?
Super happy.
Yeah, because they were super happy yesterday.
Super happy.
They're going to go from super happy to super not happy, which is called
average in the Big 12.
Well,
because they're going to be in the middle of the whole thing.
Right.
I mean, with no quarterback.
Yeah.
And then BYU's, I don't know why BYU's voting against this.
Yeah, because that would be their clear path to the NCAA college football playoff every single year.
Not every single year.
If they do decide.
If Utah is able to bounce back and everything, get their program together, because that conference is really not doing well.
No. But Texas Tech, if they can't play and find games, that's how you're going to be able to win this thing. Let them do what they want to do in court, but if the NCAA can get to these teams that are there already scheduled to play and say, hey, you know what? Surely the Big 12 is going to step in and say, you know what? We can't, because if everybody but 2 teams has said something to the Big 12, surely they're going to be the big boy in the room and the smart man in the room and say, hey, we can't allow this to happen. We're sorry, but Texas Tech, you're on probation. You're not going to be able to, your games are not going to be able to count. They're not going to make money. And you know what I'm saying is they can't make money. The boosters aren't going to give money. If the boosters don't give money, then they're not going to be able to compete. If they can't compete, then Swordsby's got to go. And then they're going to lose this year because, like you said, they don't have a quarterback because they put all their eggs in this one basket to bring Swordsby in, and now they don't have him. You think that's – do you believe that's the way it's going to go?
Yeah. And also, we keep on focusing on the 2, but guess what? That means 13 teams voted for them to be out because there's not 12 teams in the Big 12
it's 15,
yeah. 15 other teams.
15 other besides them. There's 16 total.
So 13 voted say –
you're out.
You're out.
Yeah. So that lets you know that lets you know that they're probably not even going to have their schedule full. That automatically
you can only play
so
many Abilene Christians in Oregon State.
Right. And you won't get the voting. You won't get the voting from the College Football Playoff Committee. You won't get the voting from the AP. The AP writers won't even vote for you. Because, you know, they get their limelight for the first 8 weeks before the college football playoff starts doing theirs, and they're not going to vote for them. If they see Swordsby playing for Texas Tech, they're not going to do that. They're not going to allow him to. They're not going to allow them to be in the top 25.
Yeah.
Even if they're great.
Yeah.
Man. Too bad it didn't happen to Indiana. Shoot.
Indiana? You all hating on the Hoosiers?
I am, man. Get
Are they
the Big
talking
10
trash?
Out. No, they're not.
There's no reason to hate Indiana.
Listen. I'm doing what I want to do. I said what I said.
They're not the next Ohio State.
No, they're not. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some NBA basketball. Last night's game, Spurs and Knicks. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say,
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You've found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Beyond the score.
Touchdown!
Beyond the headlines.
Double play!
Our coverage goes deep.
Highway robbery!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us today on this rainy, cloudy, but still a good day in Panama City Beach. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. Don't forget, you can go on our website and click on the ESPN Northwest Florida app and download that baby and win you the double boil. We talked about it earlier, but just wanted to mention it one more time. We are excited. Got Jeffrey here, Bone Crusher's here, and we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Ed on the line. Ed, how are you today, my friend?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yo, this ain't Ed. This is Mike from New York. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, no, Mike from New York. No way. Hello, Mike.
Trump thing? No, we ain't about that, man. That Wembley? Nah. We're going to win it all, y'all.
Oh, my gosh. I hear you. So last night's game, obviously, watched from beginning to the end, and it was just a fantastic game to watch as far as, pulling for the Spurs. Did not want that game to go into another win for those New York Knickerbockers. Ed, what did you think about the game?
All kidding aside, man, it was a great game. Nail-biter. It has gone the distance, honestly, man. I am so proud of the Spurs. We needed that W so bad. And I feel as though it broke the camel's back in the spirits of New York.
Oh, wow. You think so?
I think that was a game. If we had talked yesterday briefly, if the Knicks had won yesterday and gone 3-0, I think they would have won it all. But right now, it proves that the Spurs are there to play, and they can win in another city.
Yeah. Well, do you feel like that anything specifically happened that you thought had to happen for them to win, or are you just thinking just Wemby and those guys' will to win just took over?
I think there's this heat, there's this anger in the Spurs, and they're just taking it out.
Okay.
There is some real passion out there for the Spurs now.
I just wonder, with all of the distraction, with all of the stuff that was going on last night, with last night's game, not necessarily about President Trump being there and being a part of it, because I don't think that had anything to do with it, but just the actual jump around, hosting the finals, all of the watch parties, all of the excitement in New York. It's New York, for God's sakes, and New York is a basketball city. And with that being said, I think it was just a tale of two warriors fighting, and one warrior came out on top.
Absolutely. And it took the wind out of their sails. I genuinely believe the Spurs made an impact, and they showed they can win. And that freaked out a lot of Knicks fans.
So are you telling me right now on the air, recorded, to all the people, that the San Antonio Spurs are going to turn this thing around and going to win this thing?
Next question, please.
Okay, let's be honest, though. Freak out? New York people already freaks.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yikes.
And I do like churros. I do like San Antonio.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Ed, if you don't want to give us your prediction, can you at least tell us how many games it's going to go?
I don't want to say what I keep hearing, 6 or 7. You know what? Honestly, 7 would be amazing. 7 would bring it back to San Antonio. 6, I believe, would be in New York. I'm hoping we can knock it out early in 6, but if we got to go to 7 and knock it out in San Antonio, we're going to have the biggest siesta, margarita, churro party you'll ever see. I guarantee it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate the call. I think you're right. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Quick, can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, with the previous comments you made earlier, NASCAR, fast and to the left, fast and to the left. And then with soccer, look up the word relegation. I think you'll like the term. It wouldn't fly in the United States, but relegation in soccer would make things interesting.
Okay. I'll check it out. I have no idea, but we'll see.
All right, I'll let you go. Y'all take it easy.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. So let's talk about the game. Okay. Okay.
You hated the officiating. Underneath it, you hated the officiating.
Okay. Everything that the Knicks said after the game was about the officiating. I'm just telling you this. I saw traveling. I saw fouls. I saw offensive fouls. I saw defensive fouls. It is a game of football without the pads. It is unbelievable how they let these guys just grab and hold and push and pull. The referees can just do whatever they want. They can call it whenever they want. No wonder people don't want to watch it anymore. And I know people watch it still. I get it. But I'm saying there's a lot of people that used to watch basketball back in the 80s and the 90s that no longer watch basketball anymore. And because they talk about it's changed, and the NBA changed it to allow more scoring and allow all the games to be above 100 points and allow more shooting threes and dunking. But, man, the illegal picks, the illegal screens, the moving screens, the holding, the pushing, there's no more blocking out. There's no more good plays. It's all traveling. It's all grabbing a hold. Like, there were one time where Wemby and Karl Anthony Towns were just hugging each other, standing there just while the point guard was dribbling the basketball. Jalen Brunson was calling for Cat to come pick for him, and Wemby grabbed him, and then he wrapped his arms around him. It looked like they were dancing. It was not so, yes, it was a hard-fought basketball game, but I was really, really upset with the fact that what they've allowed this to become. It is a rough and tough game, and is there skill to it? Absolutely. There was one time the guy got fouled. It clearly grabbed his arm, pulled his arm down. When he pulled his arm down, the ball popped up. The same guy that got fouled grabbed the ball and shot it and got fouled again, and they still didn't call a foul. But then when Brunson went to the basket one time, they touched him with his hand like this, and they called a foul. So these referees can just call it when they want to. You know, we talk about it in football. You could call holding every play. I get it. But in basketball, they just pick and choose what they want to call. There's no rhyme or reason of what they're calling. They don't call charging. They don't call defensive holding. They don't call any of that stuff. It's just do whatever you want to do, and let's just see what they're going to call. And then you got these coaches complaining about it. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder Shea flops. I'd flop too. Why not? They call it. So that's my take on it.
Do you think they're ever going to change the rules?
No. They're not going to change the rules. I don't understand. Yeah, it's become so much. That's why when they go to the basket, they almost just cover it up like they hold the basketball like they used to hold their arms when they would get the ball from the quarterback when you're a running back, where they cross their arms. You know, you teach the kids when they're young. This is how you receive the football when they're handing it off to you. Mm-hmm. When they're dribbling in the lane, they cover it up like that because they know they're going to get hammered. I would love to just see their arms, their chest after a game, like a day after, just to see how many bruises, knots, scratches, because it's a physical war out there. We're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Rob on the line. Rob, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm great, but you stole all of my thunder. That's what I was calling about. Like in the third quarter, you got two standing there under the basket, and one of the Spurs just comes running up behind them and goes over the top of him, and knocks the guy out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they don't call a foul.
No.
You know, and then there was one where it was a loose ball at like halfway between the foul line, top of the key, it's by somebody. He dribbles it like 3 times, picks it up, both hands, and then turns around, takes a couple steps, and then starts dribbling again to the basket.
Yeah.
It's like, do we not have it? How about, is there no offensive goaltending? Because the big kid, they just throw it up, and it's going down towards the basket. He jumps up, palms it, and puts it in the hoop. Is that not goaltending?
I guess not.
I know there's alley-oop. Got a guy's running up there, you know, and he's running by. But he's standing under the basket. They just throw it up, and it's on a downward slide, downward angle, and he jumps up, palms it, and pushes it in the hoop.
What about Brunson when he's dribbling the ball and he goes around somebody and he palms the ball to where he's holding it up? And it's like Between
Palmer's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was playing.
Between dribbles,
So-
you can't be like 3 or 4 seconds between dribbles and not be walking.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're basically holding the ball up before he's making another dribble.
Right. When you catch it and you're at 6 o'clock and you roll it all the way to 12 and then you dribble it, and then that's Palmer. Okay. But they haven't called that in ever. They don't call walking, they don't call palming, and I guess they're not going to call offensive goaltending because they sure last night he was jumping up above the rim, catching the ball on his downward angle, and shoving it in the hole.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So for somebody that their arms are 12 inches longer than everybody else, you can't defend that unless you elbow him in the groin when he goes up.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Rob, you're right. Well, thanks for the call, my friend. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens the next one. Maybe the Knicks will be ready.
Oh, all right, buddy. Sounds good. Oh,
Was he a Knicks fan?
Yeah, looks like Rob was a Knicks fan. So, which is surprising. I thought he would be a San Antonio fan, but you did hear him talk about goaltending with Wemby, so it kind of makes sense now. So we might have to change Rob's name to New York Rob. So there you go. But let's look at the stats though. You had Wemby last night, 32 points. Remember, I told you the other day, Wemby's going to have to score 30 points a game.
Yeah.
He's going to have to
said the same thing about Brunson.
I know, but again, look at what Brunson did last night. He scored 32, and they still lost.
Yeah.
But the key for them was Miles Bridges, 2 points last night with 1 of 5 shooting, but he was 0 for 3 from three-point land.
Can you tell me how much the bench scoring was? Because in the first 2 games, the Knicks outscored them by like 18 points off of bench points.
Well, it's hard for me to know exactly who all was the starters, but it does look like that. It looks like the Spurs had a little bit more scoring. It looks like also the Spurs were playing more minutes. They didn't play as many people. The rotation of the Knicks seemed like they played a little bit more players.
Yeah.
Not much, because you still had, like, Robinson only played 7 minutes, but like Shamet played 23, Alvarado played 12, Clarkson played 13, McBride played 9, in which Brunson, Towns, and Anundi, they all played 38, 35 minutes.
So what did those 3 guys have total in points as far as Towns, Ginobili, and Brunson?
So you had Towns, he only had 11.
Okay.
Brunson had 32, and Anundi had 28.
28.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's 71. 71 of 111?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's 60%.
Yeah, it's a
lot
of their scoring.
60%.
But Castle scored in the 20s. He had 23. Harper had 13. Wembanyama had 32. Champagne had 12, and then Vassell had 11.
But 37 bench points in the first 2 games is what the Spurs had. You can't have 18 and 19 points off your bench and then expect to win.
No. That's exactly why they lost. But how many times have we said that the Spurs have to be the one that's going to have to take the fight to New York when you're in New York? They're going to have to take the momentum out. Because when you look at how they played, it's exactly what I said. I knew that starting out, and again, I'm not trying to act like I'm Mr. Right every time, but I told you that the first quarter they were going to be cold. They were going to be a little bit nervous. They were going to be a little bit, jumpy. And the Spurs dominated 33-22 the first quarter. But then the Knicks turned it around and went 42-24 in the second quarter. Now, see, that's the deal with the Spurs that can't happen. The problem with the Spurs that they're having right now is that the Knicks take absolute 100% advantage of the paint when Wembanyama is not in the game. When he's not in the game, nobody is able to stop the Knicks from getting into the paint, whether it's Brunson, Cat, or any of the other guys. And so that has to be one of the biggest things that they've got to be looking at for the Spurs to be able to continue this, because I think really if they don't figure this out, because Kornet can't do it. He played 9 minutes, and when he was in there, he's such a defensive liability that it just takes away the opportunity for the Spurs to stop and to get stops. They not only do they not stop them, they also get second chance baskets, and that's the thing that Wembanyama can't do. I did notice a little bit that Wembanyama a couple of times told him to slow the ball down. I think he was getting a little bit winded, running up and down. And that's expected because you've been playing basketball for so long, and I get it. They've had a lot of, and they went to 7 with the Timberwolves and OKC. So whereas,
4 and 4.
Knicks didn't. So I just think that's one of those things that's going to be really big for them going forward. What do you think?
Okay, you used the word young yesterday as far as the Spurs went and their inexperience in the finals and everything. I think they're getting a little bit better.
Really?
Yes, in the finals. I think they look a little more seasoned, and I don't want to focus on the refereeing and all that because I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Do I like it? Sure, I like it. You know why? Because I want the Spurs to win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did worry me in this last game, though, was the momentum. The Knicks, every so often, they were just getting on this 4 or 6 little point, run that they would have, and they were down by 4, and it seemed like the Madison Square Garden acted like they were winning the game.
Yeah,
and they were still down, and that's a little concerning to me. I mean, they really. That crowd was into it, Paul. Did you watch that?
Yeah,
that was
I watched
crazy.
it. Yeah, it was. I watched the whole game.
Scary.
We sit there and watched it, and I was just like, I was worried for a little while. And again, I was thinking
second and third quarter. When I was worried. First quarter, not so much, but second and third quarter, I was like, come on, how are they going to let this game just slip away from them?
Yeah,
because I really thought it was happening.
Well, we're going to take a break, but before we do, I want you to know that with rain or with heat, it doesn't matter if you want to get training in, if you want to go have some fun, because you can go to DuPlay. It is a designed for fun, movement and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore the active playgrounds while athletes and teams can utilize the turf fields, indoor soccer fields, batting cages, and the basketball and the volleyball courts. So make sure you go see them. 287 Aberdeen Parkway in beautiful Panama City. I know that it's right by the Lynn Haven Sports Complex, but it's still got a Panama City address. So it's 287 Aberdeen Parkway. They've got camps going on right now. Austin and his team do a fantastic job. They've got all kinds of stuff going on during the mornings, during the days. You can go over there and work out, and your kids can come with you and play on the playgrounds and have a good time while you're working out. You can also get memberships there. They will take care of that. And also, they've got a great food and beverage bar that they will fix sandwiches, and they have all these crazy drinks. You know how you guys love all these crazy drinks from Starbucks and Dunkin' Donut and all that. All of that stuff is right there at DuPlay. You can come make a day of it. Go see them, 287 Aberdeen Parkway. You can also visit them online, duplayonline.com, and you can also go to their Facebook page, DuPlay, right there in Panama City. But either way, when we come back, we will dive into a little bit more of this NBA playoffs, and I've got to tell you, there's some stuff going on right now with the NBA that we've got to talk about that I don't love. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hales Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy, getting in fights. I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Tuesday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 75 and a wind 2 to 5 miles per hour. Mostly sunshine tomorrow morning, a light breeze out of the east-northeast, and a temperature of 87. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 89, with mostly sunshine and a wind at 11 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Mostly sunny Thursday and very warm around 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison. Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say...
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You've found the Sports Talk Monster. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You found us on that FM dial, 104.3. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're pumped up about it. Got Jeffrey here, Bone Crushers here. We are excited to know about all the things that are going on in the sports world. We got to talk about a little bit of a messy one. You don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, though, you can be 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can call in, you can text in, message us on Facebook as well. We'll respond to you. And I got to ask you, what do you think about this stuff? Last night's game, we know you're in New York City. We know that you've just beaten the team that they love so dearly. But the fact of the matter is there's no place in this world where if we beat your team that you have the opportunity to come and fight us now. The fights, just because they're wearing Wembanyama jerseys. The fights, just because they're happy that their team just won. That's what makes sports so fun for everybody, is that I can be there and you can be there and we can be on two total different ends of the spectrum as far as this game goes. And my team could beat your team or your team could beat my team. And we inside of ourselves believe that our screaming and hollering and doing the stupid things that we believe that is magical, make some kind of way that the game goes a different way. You know, I might not move. I might stay seated when we make a run. Or you might bring the same drink cup to drink out of every single time your team plays. That's what makes the sports so great. But because my team lost to your team or because your team beat my team, that doesn't give me the right after the game to come up to you and punch you in the face because I'm so mad because your team beat my team. That's New York, you got to do better. Sport teams, you got to do better. I get it. People are going to be people. People are going to be stupid. And I'm talking to an LSU fan right now, which really matters because you guys can be very toxic. But I don't know if I've ever seen the toxicity that I've seen with this New York Knicks fan base. It's unbelievable. They're just the worst of the worst that I've ever seen. I've seen people get into arguments, all right, at games. That's fine. But multiple. And I mean multiple times. You can type it in. New York Knicks fan fights Spurs fan. I guarantee you 20, 30 videos pop up, different ones. Because they're walking through the city with their jersey on. Why can't I be happy? Is there a line drawn when I boast if my team wins or if you boast when your team wins? Like, are we supposed to just walk with our head down because our team beats you at your house because I'm threatened because y'all going to jump me after the game's over?
You know what word I hate you misusing, and you didn't just misuse it now, but you've used it in previous shows? Passionate. You keep on using this word passionate. These people are fanatics is what they are. They're crazy. And New York is easily a top 2 sports city that has a lot of fanatics. And Boston's the other one. Boston and New York are probably hands down the 2 craziest, mad, sports-obsessed cities in the whole United States. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes to college football, Bama fans are very passionate.
Yeah.
We use that word. But they aren't loop-de-loop lunatics, crazy.
Right.
They can get a little offhand. I mean, LSU fans, same thing.
Yeah.
Especially involve alcohol.
Georgia fans, Texas, people can fight.
And when people start yapping, and you're irritated because your team lost.
Right.
What do you expect the New Yorkers to do? They don't put up with anybody else's stuff. And I'm not saying the Spurs fans are running their mouth, because it's probably the New York fans saying, well, we'll get you in the end or something like that, and it just gets escalated and then it ends up being a physical confrontation.
Yeah, there were several people taken to jail. There was one video I watched where they actually took the Spurs guy to jail, and it was like they roughed him up a little bit. The New York police roughed him up a little bit. And I'm just like, man, this should not be. I don't get it. It aggravates me because, look, I don't like Auburn. But I had Auburn's coach on my show. I know how to be nice to someone. I know how to show respect, right?
Yeah.
And that's I didn't say anything derogatory to him except for, how's your golf game? That was a little dig. But he said, no, next question, right?
Question, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was all fun. It wasn't. I wasn't attacking him. I wasn't trying to, do this or that. And I've never been at that place where you want to step outside over a game that I'm not even actively participating in.
Yeah.
Let the boys play. Let the ladies play. Whoever's playing the game, let them decide who's going to be the winner and the loser, and live with it when it's over. And let it be. Because you know what? If you play the game very long, you're going to be on the losing end. If you play the game very long, you're going to be on the winning end. That's just the way sports works. There's nobody that's just going to always win everything. It's not going to happen. How many times did it take Jordan to not even make the playoffs to finally make the playoffs and win it all? He's the one we always use.
7 times.
Did Tom Brady ever lose in the Super Bowl? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Who beat him? The Giants.
Yeah, twice. Eagles. Did the Eagles beat him? No, I guess they didn't. Who was the other one that beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
I guess it was the Eagles, wasn't it? The Philly special, right?
I guess so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is
Seahawks.
He threw the interception on the goal line.
Seahawks beat the Broncos. That's right.
Yeah, threw the interception on the goal line.
Yeah, and that saved
Russell
Tom
Wilson.
Brady.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do you agree with me though? I mean, I know you love your. I know a lot of LSU fans have gotten a bad rap over the years because of the way they act. But, I mean, come on.
And you know what? I'm very proud because I saw a list yesterday, and it was a hate triangle. You want to hear? Did you see this one?
No.
Okay. And the number one hate triangle in college sports was Hurricanes, Gators, and Seminoles. It was the hate triangle. And they had like number 3 or 4 was, and I do not agree with this and all that, it was Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee is a hate triangle. And then somebody in the comments spoke the truth. How do you not include Auburn in the hate triangle between Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia? Because it was it was not in the top 10. And I was like, how are you putting Tennessee in there, that hate triangle, and not have the Auburn one thing going on? And I was kind of shocked by that. But I was so happy to see that LSU was not involved in any hate triangles. And they were including like Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Air Force, Navy, Army, and stuff like that and all that. I was like, whew, They didn't involve us in any of their hate triangles.
Oh, just, Lane Kiffin's going to say, what's this
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Hold my beer or whatever, hold my drink, whatever it is.
What will it be, though? Will it be LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State?
No.
I mean, I don't even know.
No, it just depends on if they win.
We don't have any crazy triangles going on.
If they win and they go to the college football playoffs, then they'll have their deal, because just like with Alabama and Clemson, if you would have said Alabama, Auburn, and Clemson, that would have been the triangle that I would have said.
You leave out Georgia?
I would leave out
Georgia hates Auburn, and Auburn hates Georgia.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's the triangle for us, for just us.
You really hate Clemson, boy. Let me tell you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, during the time where they're competitive, yes. Now they're not even relevant to us, so it doesn't even matter. So, yeah, Georgia's on our schedule.
It's the bad blood that they beat y'all twice in the championship.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I get it.
So let me ask you this. Should New York, because of knowing what they've done, because obviously they can't cancel it at the Garden, should they have a specific place where they're
Will they have fights?
No.
Fist it out.
This is where we're going to have the fights.
Just over there in Brooklyn or the Bronx.
Yeah, the bare knuckle fighting for the fans. Here we go, right after the game. If your team lost, you're over here. If your team won, you're over here.
Oh, my goodness.
No. Should they do something with the way they push the fans out? Because the way it's set up,
an exit
Garden,
door.
Yeah, I mean,
separate water fountains.
No, come on now, come on.
What's going on?
But I think they should segregate them, right?
Yes.
Nick fans, you leave this way. Spurs fans, you leave, because it's serious, man. People are getting in fights and going to jail, and people that what about the kids? I know that there's probably not a bunch of kids there.
It's not like baseball.
But it's not like a bunch of kids there, because those tickets are expensive.
Oh,
so the moms and the dads are going. Yeah, so
it's crazy.
So it's adult tickets going.
Yeah.
But should they do that? Would that be something that they could do if they could, maybe push the San Antonio people out this way and push? Because I don't think the New York fans, even if they win, are not going to harass the San Antonio, because they'll go around and show because they were ripping jerseys off of fans when they were just walking by. And I saw a couple of them, they hadn't said a word to anybody. They were just walking by, and they were like, started talking, and they're like, man, what are you talking about? I'm San Antonio. We're winning. We're going. And it's just like, rah, and then somebody else came from behind, and it's just like these brawls that are happening. It's bad. You know, I mean, I don't know. Is it the mayor's fault? Could the mayor do something with that?
He promises a lot.
I don't want to talk about that. I promise tomorrow that we will dive into, because I know we haven't. We haven't. For those that have been waiting and listening, we will dive into baseball starting tomorrow, college baseball. We're going to be having some really good stuff.
But the games don't start till Friday.
They start Friday. We got a special guest on Friday to talk about college baseball, specifically that day, about stuff, and we're going to dive into that on Friday. So I'm just kind of giving the prelude of what's coming this week.
And the first game on that Friday will start up at 2:00. So we'll be in the sixth inning.
Yeah, we'll
going
definitely know what's going on. And I've got some big opinions about the college game this year and how it's affecting all the way to travel ball as little kids. And I got a take on it that might be interesting for you to see. And I'm curious, with our guest that we got coming in on Friday, I'm going to tell him about it too and see what he thinks. The way the game is being played has changed.
Okay. Should I give my solution to the reseeding tomorrow, or we'll hold it till Friday?
Probably tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
But either way, I'm still aggravated at the way I saw New York fans. New York fans, you've got to do better.
What do you expect, Paul?
I don't care how long it's been. I don't care. Act like you've been there before, New York. Step up to the plate. They haven't been there, but act like you've been there before, New York. Don't act this way. You're making yourself look bad. You're making your state look bad, and you're making all of the people that thought you were bad people and bad fans know that they were right, because it's terrible how you guys have been acting. But either way, thank you so much for listening today. We're going to go ahead and end the show. We appreciate everybody. Jeffrey, thank you for being here. Bone Crusher, thank you so much. Tomorrow's show will be action-packed. We got a lot of people talking.
Roomy.
That's right. Either way, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hales Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy getting in fights. I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Tuesday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 75 and a wind 2 to 5 miles per hour. Mostly sunshine tomorrow morning, a light breeze out of the east-northeast, and a temperature of 87. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 89, with mostly sunshine and a wind at 11 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Mostly sunny Thursday and very warm around 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions.